I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Well, what would your suggestion be for guys like us, or I would say 90% of the people that are going to watch this that are brand new to wholesaling? What would you recommend for us and them to get into, rentals? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is always the tricky part, right? I was driving down the road with one of the agents on my team, and I was like, oh, dude, I remember, like, I could have bought that house. I could have bought that house. I sold that house, right? Like, I was going down this, and he's like, so, right? Like, yeah, you had to sell some, but you've got what you got now. Like, just grow it. And so, I mean, I would say you guys got to keep in mind, like, whether you're wholesaling because you just are sick of a job or you're trying to build a business, at the end of the day, there's multiple things you need to do to grow your wealth. And it's not just all about earned income, right? Rentals can be a great way for you to build wealth slowly because it's not get rich quick. It can be if you're very leveraged, which again, I like debt, especially debt that I don't have to pay back. But if you look at how our whole system is built, the Federal Reserve, which is different than the federal government, is inflating their debt away. So they're devaluing the dollar, making the trillions and trillions and trillions that they keep borrowing worth less.
Right.
So if you have money just sitting in a bank account, it literally is worth less in a month versus now. Right. And we're seeing it right now. It's November 2021, where, you have to pay more for milk, you have to pay more for eggs, you have to pay more for gas. And it's not just supply chain issues. Like, everything is getting more expensive. So real estate is a great way to hedge inflation. And everyone, if you're wholesaling, if you're a flipper, like, we should all be minding our own business and buying rental real estate. So whether that's, instead of wholesaling 5 houses a month, you wholesale 4 and keep 1, right? And then maybe, you're trying to live off of 50% of your income, and then you reinvest some back into the business. And if you kind of grow everything simultaneously like that, I think you can have exponential growth. Versus like just trying to move everything possible.
Would you recommend starting a separate LLC? Like, for example, me and Corey, we own our LLC, Utah Home Acquisitions, that is our wholesaling business.
Yep.
Would you recommend starting a separate LLC to own the rentals, or would you put it all in one?
So that's a great question. Your audience base is nationwide. So I'm going to say consult with an asset protection attorney in your state. So I can tell you what I've done.
We'll probably just do it in Utah, by the way. We'll probably just keep stuff in Utah.
Yeah. So for me, my LLC that I earn my income in is different than what I flip in.
Okay.
And then I have different LLCs for my properties. So I have a Series LLC, which holds a bunch of different properties. And you can create sub-companies. I won't get into this. Like, you guys can research Series LLCs if you want. But I've got a Series LLC that owns some rental properties. I own a couple of properties with some partners, and we obviously have a different LLC set up for that because it's a different ownership structure. So I think I've got like 13 or 14 LLCs total.
That's sick.